I'm all for giving game studios the time they need. Historically, delays can lead to masterpieces. Take The Last Guardian, for instance. Initially teased as a PS3 exclusive to release right around 2007, it wouldn't make its grand appearance until nearly a decade later in 2016. Then there's Resident Evil 4, announced in 1999. This went through 4 different game builds before it finally launched some 6 years later. But as the saga of Duke Nukem Forever has shown us, after a mind-boggling 15-year delay, a prolonged development cycle doesn't always translate to universal acclaim. These delays can be a double-edged sword, sometimes resulting from, of course, a drive for perfection, while other times hinting at development turmoil. Today, we're shifting our focus to the Switch, spotlighting 6 games that have similarly tested the patience of their fans. So why such long waits, and will they be worth it? Let's dive in and find out. If you enjoyed the video today, subscribe, helps us out a huge amount. Also, let us know in the comments which game, any platform you're anticipating that appears to be going through delay after delay. Metal Slug Tactics is perhaps Dotemu most ambitious project with a classic license yet. It's promising more than a mere homage to the past. It is set to fuse the explosive action that Metal Slug fans love with the strategic depth of a tactical RPG. It is basically not merely venturing into a new gameplay direction, but it's promising to be still a strong continuation of this iconic saga. What we do know about Tactics, though, is the notorious antagonist Donald Morden is back and has made his intentions clear. Now, after strategically positioning himself in a nation opposing the world government, he's masterminded a coup d'etat with an army he spent years gathering. He is now out for revenge. Now, stepping up to this threat are the valiant Peregrine Falcons, tasked with navigating enemy lines and halting Morden's march of vengeance. As they do try to thwart a world teetering on the brink of war, the stakes are going to be monumental. Everything we've seen this far looks fantastic. The isometric visual style, it maintains a series stunning pixel art, promises challenges and iconic bosses, different playable characters that you can put into teams, and an adrenaline bar which unlocks these different super attacks. Really very little here I wouldn't say I like the sound of. It does state roguelike elements, so I'm curious to see how that works, but like many fans, this one definitely now has me intrigued. Basically, just remember that buzz when it was announced back in 2021. It was with good reason. We all eagerly penciled in its 2022 release. However, a tweet from August 11th, 2022 would announce a shift to 2023. Now, though, the clock is ticking, and as the year winds down, I'm left wondering, will we be unwrapping this game during the holidays, or is it going to be destined for 2024? If I'm being honest, I'm putting my money on 2024, but with no updates directly from Dotemu themselves, I am still hoping I could very much be wrong. Also, before any skepticism creeps in, let's pause and kind of consider the game's pedigree. Behind Metal Slug Tactics is Dotemu, the masterminds who basically rejuvenated our nostalgia with titles like Streets of Rage 4, Windjammers 2, and Shredder's Revenge. You know, these are not just any games, they are modern classics, so I'm confident this will be another gem, just hopefully it comes sooner rather than later. Genshin Impact was announced for the Nintendo Switch back in 2020 before its official release on any platform at all. The excitement at the time was real, yet as time has rolled by, we've seen the game launch on platforms ranging from iOS to Android to PlayStation, but regarding the Switch build, we've heard very little. Many fans though have kind of shifted, I guess, from excitement to speculation, questioning if the game's debut on the Switch has quietly been shelved. You know, the developers, they've constantly stated the Nintendo Switch build remains in development, but you can't really blame people for the speculation. I mean, this same developer during this window have since released a whole new game in Honkai Rail, and that dropped on like iOS, Android, and PlayStation, so you would think making a port would be much easier than an entirely new game. Now, we did have a few rumors, at least recently. In September 2023, it was a big date for Genshin fans, the 3rd anniversary of the game. This could be the ideal date for the Switch release, but once again, it has come and gone and nothing. If I was to don my speculative hat, I'd wager Genshin Impact might be earmarked as a title for the Nintendo Switch 2 or Pro or whatever name it takes on next. For those new to Genshin Impact though, it's an action RPG set in this mythical world. So the narrative of this one, it centers on the traveler, an otherworldly explorer who, after trying entry into this location, gets separated from their twin. We must dive deep into the political and mystical landscapes of this location, forging alliances, uncovering secrets, and pursuing their lost sibling. I've never played it. I actually figured I'd wait on the Switch build myself, but I may have made the wrong decision with that one. When Annapurna Interactive announced Outer Wilds for the Nintendo Switch in February 2021, it had many fans, including myself, just buzzing with excitement. There was a summer 2021 release date promised, but as the months rolled on, it got pushed to winter 2021. That wouldn't be so bad, but another delay sooner followed, leaving fans without a clear release date at all. Now, having played and enjoyed Outer Wilds on both Steam and PlayStation, I was eagerly anticipating this game's debut on the Switch, especially, honestly, just given the hardware challenges the platform presents, because this game, I can guarantee it's pretty damn demanding. So here we are, it's now 2023. Recently there was kind of, I guess, a glimmer of hope. It appeared when Annapurna Interactive and I Am 8-Bit unveiled a $200 Switch cartridge, featured 12 games. My first instinct was to dive in, search for Outer Wilds on the list, and sadly it was noticeably absent. This omission suggests to me that we're not going to see a winter 2023 release either, pushing it into 2024. Now, why would I say that? Because given the reputation of both Annapurna and I Am 8-Bit, I find it hard to believe they've released such a collection without including Outer Wilds if it was going to drop, because I'm pretty sure they'd be aware of the potential fan backlash. But all this said, is this wait going to be worth it? Is the hype around Outer Wilds justified? And I'm going to say absolutely. The game snagged the title of Best Game at the 2020 BAFTA Game Awards, and it's been met with widespread acclaim. For the uninitiated, the game thrusts you into a solar system trapped in a time loop where you are part of the Outer Wilds ventures. You're tasked with solving celestial mysteries. Now, every 22 minutes here in this game, the solar system faces its end due to a supernova. So you're kind of going through this open location, trying to figure it all out. If you haven't tried it yet, honestly, it may be just worth diving into this one on any other platform that you can. Braid Anniversary Edition was announced on August 6th, 2020. The promise was a simultaneous release across multiple platforms in early 2021. However, as 2023 draws to a close, we've still yet to see it release. News on its development has been, I guess, limited. Jonathan Blow, the brain behind Braid, vaguely mentioned on Twitch that the game would release when it's ready, and then a recent tweet about 3 months ago hinted at a potential late 2023 or early 2024 launch. Basically, it suggested at the final stages of development here, and they're onboarding additional help for commentaries and other final touches. For those unfamiliar with the original Braid, it revolves around the protagonist Tim, who embarks on this quest to save a princess from a monster. Throughout the game, though, text passages weave a narrative providing insights into Tim's innermost thoughts and intentions. Kind of blends physics-based puzzle gameplay with platforming, and it's all set against this backdrop of time manipulation mechanics. Definitely been a long time since I played Braid like most, but I remember loving it, and it is considered a classic. Given the extended time frame between the game's announcement and its projected release, it has me asking questions about the nature of this remaster. Could it be more than just a simple polish? Perhaps it's a comprehensive rebuild. My opinion is, honestly, Jonathan Blow is an arrogant guy who went off the deep end a few years back, so I'm definitely not holding my breath around this tweet. He'll probably get distracted, spew some nonsense on X instead, so for me, hopefully we get to play it very soon, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. Hollow Knight: Silksong, the name alone has me excited and impatient at the same time. If you're watching this, you already know why. Serving as the highly anticipated sequel to the masterful Hollow Knight, Silksong has taken on an almost mythical status at this point. It was announced back in February 2019. It was originally going to be DLC, but it gradually morphed into a full-fledged standalone game as Team Cherry's vision for it just continued to expand. Over the course of its development, we've caught glimpses of Silksong at various events, Nintendo Direct presentations. It's been playable on Expo floors, most recently at an Xbox event where they confirmed it would head to Game Pass. The most recent release date, early 2023, and then an Xbox Game Pass trailer stated just generally 2023. So I guess that only leaves winter now at this point. So could we see a surprise launch at a major event later this year? I do think it is conceivable. A grand reveal at a massive event, think like the Game Awards in December, seems kind of fitting for a title of its caliber. I do have trust in Team Cherry, but if we don't see the game released this year, I think I speak for everyone where just a quick update would be seriously appreciated. The excitement for many is kind of starting to turn into frustration, and it's kind of been that way now for a while. Sometimes just having expectations set helps everyone decompress a little bit. From what has been revealed though, we absolutely should be excited about it. Narrative, we're going to be stepping into the shoes of Hornet, the guardian princess of Hollow Nest, as she navigates a realm governed by Silksong. Basically, we're whisked away to this unknown land, and it seems our journey is going to be full of peril, challenges, tons of enemies no doubt, massive boss encounters, and an ascent to the pinnacle of this new kingdom. Metroid Prime 4's development journey can only be described as unconventional, announced with, I guess, much fanfare during E3 2017, just as the Nintendo Switch was starting to make waves. The title was initially in the hands of Bandai Namco. However, all we got at that time was a teaser, and then it was radio silence for a couple of years. Now, this is where the curveball came in. 2019, Nintendo, they made an unexpected move. They decided to pivot and reset the project's development. Retro Studios, the masterminds behind the earlier installments of this series, were coming back, and they were going to be starting from the ground up. The decision to move such a big project away from a powerhouse like Bandai Namco was incredibly bold, but Nintendo's statement here was clear: quality over speed, indicating that what they had seen didn't meet their standards. I think that's commendable. Nintendo could have taken the easy route, releasing whatever product Bandai Namco had in the pipeline, but their respect for the series is shown through. Now, I'm looking forward to basically getting anything about this game. I'm just eager for any scrap of news. If I'm gonna, I guess, speculate though, I think Metroid Prime 4 will transition to Nintendo's next hardware, and I just think it's hard to imagine such an ambitious title with no doubt a higher than expected budget. Why would they debut it towards the tail end of the Switch's life cycle? It would be a killer day one launch game, everybody knows that. And look, either way, here's hoping for backwards compatibility anyways. And there you have it, 6 games that seem to be in, I guess, development limbo, shall we call it? Are there any other titles you've been eagerly awaiting that we did miss? Let us know in the comments. Also, of these 6, which one has you excited the most? We'd also love to hear some of your release date predictions, so drop those in the comments. With that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.